a democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy. Today is the day that we look forward to just about all year long. It is the Sportsocracy / Sports Tank Fantasy Football
Spectacular.
The Spectacular. We are going to be talking fantasy football here for the next hour, and also this afternoon on the ESPN Asheville show, the Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene. You can hear it everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, starting at 3 p.m. every weekday afternoon. This is the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Follow us at the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. Be sure to like it, share it, follow it. If you're watching the video, comment on the video throughout and every video that we do. This week we have a special prize pack going out to the comment of the week. So the comment of the week will be judged by the production crew here, and the winner will get a special prize pack that includes Sportsocracy merch as well as a gift certificate to Ohana Nutrition. It's the big prize this week.
Indeed.
So the fantasy football spectacular.
I'm smelling deer ankles.
Well,
just let that be known.
Deer ankles. All right, so to explain the burgers in front of us, we have a vegan on the production crew, and
a new vegan.
Yes,
It's like old money and new money.
Right.
This is a new vegan that has been trying his damnedest to convince our two fat asses that we need to get plant-based.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to go with the plant-based diet. And oh, by the way, have you tried out the new tofu barbecue jerky? I have no idea. It's something new every day. So to appease him, we have gotten the the Hardee's Beyond Thick Burger,
which they made for us at 8:45 in the morning.
Yes.
Good looking out, Biltmore Hardee's.
Yep. Shout out to those fine folks. And so, all right, let's get this over.
Number one rule of broadcasting: you never eat on air, and we're gonna break that 4 minutes in.
Very true. So this is a Beyond Hardee's Thick Burger.
It has enough condiment on it, which is a really good sign for me.
He likes very saucy things.
I do.
You know, Corey, it's not that bad. I mean, if you don't know, you probably don't know. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Corey's like, I don't care that there's a bite taken out of it. I'm eating that shit.
Corey's diving in right now.
I never knew
the
what
vegan thick burger.
I never knew what burnt cardboard tastes like until just now.
Oh,
God, I mean,
No.
the tomato, great. Ketchup and mustard, I could put ketchup and mustard on a hamster and eat it. So it's not like it was an insufferable thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely tell the difference. But if you didn't know, somebody just snuck it in on you, you may not notice.
Oh, yep, that's charbroiled cat. I'm convinced of it, and it tasted like deer ankles, just exactly like I thought it would.
No, it's vegan, so it's got to be like.
You know what vegan stands for?
bean
If you look
curds or
up vegan in the dictionary, the definition of vegan is tastes like shit. Indeed.
Really? So you're not impressed?
It just lingers. It's
It does.
It's like an ex-girlfriend that didn't get the point. It just doesn't go anywhere. And every time it comes back, it's angrier.
Well, a shout out again to the fine folks at the Hardee's in Biltmore for making that for us early this morning.
Like
just
3
so
hours before
Jeremy,
they start making burgers.
Just so Jeremy could insult Corey once more.
Luckily, they got a shipment of boxes or something, so they could deep fry that cardboard box and put it on a bun.
It does. Did you ever see the movie Beetlejuice?
No,
never. Good Lord. Mm-mm. It's like every day you take it to a whole nother level. Like, man, your movie ignorance is ridiculous. No,
that had Michael Keaton in it?
Yep. No, I was thinking of the scene where they have to dig Beetlejuice out of the model that is up in the attic, and as they're digging into it, the pieces of cardboard and styrofoam keep coming off. And yeah, it's that kind of consistency is what I came down with. Love the regular Hardee's thick burgers. Not so positive about the Beyond Burgers. Anywho, let's get into the fantasy football. So on this program,
hold on, before we go the fantasy football route,
okay.
I have to say,
yes,
the one non-fantasy football thing I'm going to say today. My 2019-2020 NBA champion Denver Nuggets, second round. What up?
just by the hair of their chinny chin chins.
It's a great game. If you like old school basketball and you didn't like that game, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up forever.
Yeah.
Because that game, I honestly thought they weren't going to break 70 for about 40 minutes of it.
Yeah, I turned it on in the fourth quarter and went, "What is this? A girls' game?"
At Sports Tank ESPN.
Go for it. Fire
Don't
away.
at me looking for him.
Yeah, fire away. Because 82 to 79 or something was the final score.
I thought it was 80-78.
Yeah.
Or it was 80-78.
Yeah, 80-78.
Because when Mike Conley's shot went up, a little part of me died. Because I felt real sure it was going to go down. And the basketball coach in me, when they didn't pull it out with, up to with 5 seconds to go.
Yep.
It's kind of like first rule of broadcasting is not to eat on air. First rule of basketball is if there's no shot clock, don't shoot.
It was almost a J.R. Smith moment. It really was.
Oh, it would have made J.R. Smith look like Copernicus.
Jamal Murray's asshole was about as tight as the cardboard in that thick burger. At that point, when he missed that and saw it going the other way, the only thing you can do is just pray and go, "Oh, please, dear God, don't make this be the final shot of the game," with us hanging our heads low. But thankfully, Mike Conley for the Denver Nuggets missed that shot. I mean, it went down and out, and everything said they should have lost that game. But now Jeremy's completely convinced that they're going to have no problems with the Los Angeles Clippers, and they're going to go on to win the World Championship.
I didn't say they're not going to have problems. I just said Nugs in 5. What up?
That kind of means no problems. Just saying. I mean, did the Lakers have a problem with the Trailblazers?
No.
No. And how many games did they win that series in? 5. Exactly. So you're saying the Denver Nuggets will have no problem with the Clippers?
Here's the thing: a massage is not a massage without tuggies. The playoffs aren't the playoffs without my nuggies. I want that on a shirt. Merch guy, put that on a shirt. I'll wear it every day.
Ooh. I'm going to have to disagree for the square, only because I go to get massages a lot, and my wife doesn't need to know about that. No, that does not happen. That does not happen.
He goes to that Bob Kraft massage parlor.
There's no... what was the name of that place? There used to be one right around here, wasn't there?
Yep.
Right down the street.
Yep.
Jeremy's probably the reason they're closed down.
Not for the reason that you would think, but I wasn't a dissatisfied customer, I'll put it that way.
All right, so talking fantasy football, and man, I'm just so glad that it's here. And it's weird how this year stacked up, because it's kind of been an afterthought because of the whole uncertainty of everything going on in the country right now. It seems like everyone, we haven't been iffy on whether or not the NFL is going to happen. We've been telling you since March that this thing is going to go off without a hitch. But when you have to get together 12 different guys who have 12 different viewpoints, now you're dealing with a problem where half the league doesn't want to do anything because they don't think it's going to happen, or they're scared, or whatever. I don't know. So it's like, it feels to me like everybody's rushing at this point. I mean, games start next Thursday.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be the platforms themselves are going to be overburdened with the number of drafts that happen in the next 8 days.
Right.
I have 4 of them myself.
4 in the next 8 days?
Mm-hmm. 2 of them are at the same time. That'll be fun.
You should plan better.
You'd really think they left me in charge of planning. No. I just show up and take their money every year.
Nice. Nice.
Come at the king, you best not miss.
Have you actually won any of these drafts? Or any
I've
of these
won
leagues?
every one of these leagues at least once, except for the one that's just pissing me off.
Which one is that?
It's a super flex, half point per carry, funky ass scoring system.
Oh, this is the big one.
Mhm.
This is the high stakes league.
Was the number 1 seed going into the playoffs last year, and then Dalvin Cook and Melvin Gordon happened. So
Yeah,
you know,
that didn't work out too well for you, did it?
just pisses me off. Almost as much as this like soy sauce can just. Are you doing the same thing
Yeah.
I'm doing? Like
I got that little aftertaste in my
it's
mouth.
like soy sauce and burnt hair, and it just won't go away.
soy sauce and burnt hair. Okay. All right. So to kick off the fantasy football spectacular, I want to ask you, Jeremy, what's your favorite league to play in? What's your favorite type of, the setup of the league? Is it like a PPR? Is it a
If it's not
dynasty?
PPR, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm literally out the second you say, "Oh, it's not PPR." Well, that's dumb. I don't want to do that. That's like, to me, when you say I play in a league that's not PPR, that's kind of like saying I drive a manual. We have cars that will do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Way easier. And you can do shit while you're driving, like text or eat or talk on the phone or
Right.
watch TV, all the different things you can do in a car.
Right.
I have no interest in driving a stick shift.
Yeah, now, not only do you have PPR leagues, the point per reception leagues, but you've got now points per carry leagues.
I like those. I like that a lot. Half point per carry, all the way in. If you're not doing it, you should start.
Well, it kind of mixes up your strategy there a little bit.
Beyond that, I don't really care. I mean, I play in some that are weird, touchdown only, IDP. I don't. The rest of it doesn't matter.
Which I don't understand, touchdown only.
I like
That's-
touchdown only. It's
Well-
fluky as shit, and I like it.
I don't know, it's
I
just
have
so
a
hard
thing
to
about
gauge touchdowns.
Well, I have this thing about when people. We do 2 sports shows, so I get invited into fantasy football leagues all the time. I have an obsession with beating people at their own game. You have this dumb scoring system that, we play this way for 11 years. Cool. I'm going to come in and kick your ass at it. And it just does something for me. It's like porn for me. I thoroughly enjoy every second of it.
Right. I'm down with the point per reception leagues. I really like IDP leagues. But you can't be too weird with the IDPs. Like, we were talking to one of our new production crew members this morning, and he's talking about he's in a league that has 10 IDP slots
That's
for
too
a
many.
10-team league.
That's too many.
Holy shit.
That means you're
100
drafting like
players?
Avery Williamson and shit. I'm out. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's way too many, but I like, 3 or 4.
I'm good with a D lineman, a linebacker, and a defensive back. Beyond that, yeah. If you have more than 5 on the team, you're doing it wrong.
And if you just have D's and you're a point per tackle, I'm going to load up on linebackers.
Yep.
Because at that point, it makes linebackers almost as valuable as like Christian McCaffrey.
Yep. My biggest,
And the funniest-
the biggest piece of advice I have for anybody that's playing fantasy football: know your scoring system.
Yes, that is the number one, or I guess one of the top rules. You must know your scoring system because it's gonna depend on what your strategy is throughout. I mean, like if you're in a point per carry league, you don't want to go out and draft Alvin Kamara in the first round
No.
because he's not going to get the tote. You want you want
You kind of don't want to draft Alvin Kamara in the first round right now, anyway.
you want to go out and get a guy like Mark Ingram, a guy that's going to touch the ball 20 times a game.
Yeah, I'm good on Mark Ingram. I'll pass.
You can.
I like J.K. Dobbins.
See, I don't believe that.
I do.
I don't. I don't believe that that's going to be as much of a hindrance as other people do.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Why?
You don't spend second-round picks on running backs for them to stand on the sideline and collect dust.
Mm-hmm. And you think that's what Mark Ingram's going to do?
I think it's 50-50 split. And I think J.K. Dobbins is younger, faster, and a better running back. You tell me you get equal split in the best running attack in the NFL, and I can have J.K. Dobbins 3 rounds later, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
All right. Any other tips on finding a league that fits you?
I mean, I like any league that says we draft online, out. Draft day's the best day of the damn year. Get over super sniffles, put on your mask, and go drink beer with your buddies.
Yep.
And talk shit and tell them about all the visceral things you're going to do to their mother. Like, it's the most fun day of the year. People that say, "Oh, we online draft every year." Well, your league is dumb. Stop doing that.
Mm-hmm. I prefer live drafts as well. Not only for the camaraderie, but also because when you get so many guys together and they're all drinking beer, they get dumb.
Yep.
They get dumb and they forget where they are, or it's inevitable that every year at every live draft, I'm going to find somebody that's going to have some value in the 10th round because everybody else just completely forgot that person was out there. And I'll be glad to be the one who's paying attention.
Yep.
Let's go position groups. And we'll just talk about who you should go after, who you should not go after. Starting with, of course, the quarterback position, because that's where most of the picks in your early picks are going to go to running backs. But we all know that it's the quarterbacks that stir the drink in the NFL. So
just not in fantasy football.
Just not in fantasy football. This year, who's your number one? Is it Patrick Mahomes or is it Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson, it's not close.
Do you think he's going to run the ball as much as he did last year?
If he doesn't, then I'm really wrong. But yes, I do. I think it's the only way he's effective. I think Baltimore knows they have a limited shelf life here. That's the reason they went out and got a guy like Calais Campbell. Mm-hmm. Because they know Lamar Jackson is not going to be a long-term solution. However, I have a philosophy on quarterbacks this year, and I have for the last 10 years, and it served me really, really well. At quarterback, I either want to be first or last. If a quarterback goes off the board earlier than I'm willing to take one, mm-hmm. I will be the last guy to take a quarterback.
You don't want to get
every time.
You don't want to get caught up in the middle somewhere.
I don't want to be in the Carson Wentz, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Daniel Jones tier. I don't. I would be much. First of all, and I cannot say this enough. The quarterback I'm going to call my shot because a bunch of you play in fantasy football leagues with me. My quarterback in damn near every league I play in is going to be Aaron Rodgers, and you're all going to regret that you slept on him. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit who his receivers are. I don't care. Because now he has a running game for the first time ever.
And they used it last year. But I don't feel like that really made him a superstar. I mean, he was a guy that I drafted last year and immediately regretted it.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
He's going so low now, I don't know how you would regret it. But all right, so we obviously play a lot of this.
Yes.
You tell me, would you feel markedly better with Matt Ryan or Aaron Rodgers? Or Ben Roethlisberger or Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow's a guy I'm going to have a lot.
Matt Ryan.
Not me.
Why?
All right, so you can't have both of these. You told me before this show how high on Todd Gurley you are.
Yep.
Todd Gurley can't be great and Matt Ryan be the 7th best quarterback in the NFL. Point-wise, doesn't work that way. Mm-hmm. One of those will be wrong.
Probably true.
And there's just the guy I'm willing to take higher than other people is Kyler Murray. I have Kyler Murray at 3. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Kyler Murray 3. Dak Prescott's the guy people will overdraft.
Kyler Murray is one of those guys that I can't get on board with.
I'm going to beat your ass like with a ping pong paddle with Kyler Murray in every league we play in.
Okay.
Just solely because you keep telling me that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I do not understand how you're not seeing this.
Okay. I'm seeing
they're going to score 1 trillion points a game. And their defense is going to give up 1 trillion points a game.
Okay.
Which is fantasy football happiness.
Okay. How is this year so much different than last year?
I'll give you a hint. He wears number 9, and they call him Nuck.
Yeah. So DeAndre Hopkins.
Who's the best receiver in the NFL?
The best receiver in the NFL?
Sheer talent, he's the best receiver in the NFL.
Okay.
He's never covered. Ever. I've also always said I don't believe in Deshaun Watson as much as other people do. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's as good. I didn't think he was as good when he came out, and I had Pat Mahomes rated ahead of him. I also said I wouldn't take any of them in the first round, so don't give me the Mahomes credit because I don't deserve it.
I'm a narrative guy, and so
You worry way too much about that.
I know I do, but sophomore slumps do happen.
Okay.
And if Kyler Murray has a sophomore slump this year, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, let me just humor me here.
Yep.
You do understand that the last 2 MVPs were sophomore quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. You get that.
I do.
It's going to happen again this year, too, by the way.
I disagree completely.
Kyler Murray's my favorite bet on the board to win MVP because his numbers are going to be ridiculous. Just off the charts high.
Yeah, watch those.
Because the
artworks.
defense is insane.
All right.
The defense is insanely bad.
In 16 games last year, Kyler Murray threw 20 touchdowns.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
Okay. I understand.
He also didn't have Christian Kirk for half the year. His best receivers were Larry Fitzgerald and Andy Isabella, and he didn't have a running game till the last month of the season. Mm-hmm. I can keep doing this.
He had the running game is another thing. We'll get into that in a minute. I don't see it. I just don't see it. He was a guy that underwhelmed last year to me as a rookie, and I understand he's got DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm not buying that he's going to be the 3rd best quarterback in the NFL this year and be the MVP of the league for a team that I don't believe
MVP
is any
talk
better
for me
than
is just
500.
He also rushed for 550 yards, which is, I know we're biased under Lamar Jackson. That's a lot.
You know how many times he missed his projection last year, though?
Okay? He's a rookie.
Okay,
He's a rookie in a funky-ass offense and didn't have a number 1 receiver.
Now they're running the same funky-ass offense
That he's been in for 2 years.
Now everybody has tape on it.
I mean, everybody had tape on it anyway. Cliff Kingsbury's been coaching for 15 years. The offense didn't change.
I get that.
Kyler Murray is the guy that you and I are going to have, we're going to argue about until you realize how right I am.
Okay.
You give a guy that was Kyler Murray was a low-end quarterback 1 last year. You just gave him the number 1 receiver in the NFL. And he kept everything else intact. Running back's back. O-line's a little better. Not markedly, but a little. Still got Larry Fitzgerald. Still got Christian Kirk. Yeah, I'm good. I will go all in on Kyler Murray.
Again, we'll get into the running game in a second because that's another thing that I don't believe in with the Arizona Cardinals.
I do.
So you don't believe that Matt Ryan is going to be a thing?
I think Matt Ryan will be fine. I think taking him 1 spot behind Russell Wilson doesn't make any damn sense, which is right now where he is listed. I have Matt Ryan at 15, personally.
Phew, that's way too low in my
Okay,
opinion.
so let's take out the 7 that make the most sense. Lamar, Mahomes, Dak, Kyler, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen. You're telling me you would be shocked if Tom Brady's better than him with a markedly better receiving corps?
Is it markedly better?
Hell yeah, it's markedly better. Atlanta's Julio Jones and a bunch of dudes. I'll tell you how I feel about Calvin Ridley in about 15 minutes.
Calvin Ridley, to me, is a guy that I think is going to break through this year.
Okay. I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay. No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Carson Wentz, Drew Brees, Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger. Any of those surprise you? Any of them shock you if they beat Matt Ryan?
No.
The thing about fantasy football that makes it so easy, half your league is simps, and that's the nicest way I can put it. Half of your league is easy to beat because they take the highest ranked guy on the board. Fantasy football is all about risk management. There is no shot, barring injury, that Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league to me. And I think outside of Lamar, they're interchangeable. Now, beyond that, why would I waste an 8th round pick on Matt Ryan when I can get Aaron Rodgers in the 12th? Why would I do that? It doesn't make sense. I want as many there are only so many running backs in this league. There's only so many.
Yep.
Quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick proved last year. A starting quarterback in the right offense can be startable.
Right.
I will figure out quarterbacks.
I mean, hell, Gardner Minshew, when he played last
number
year,
1 pick.
When he played last year, he was a QB1.
Only because I want free Bud Light for a year.
But yeah, I mean, he's a perfect example of it, and he's got good wide receivers. He's got targets to throw to, and you can say what you want to about him, but Gardner Minshew was a startable quarterback last year when he played.
And I'll even go there. Without looking, consensus rankings, where's Phillip Rivers?
He's way down there. He's in like the 20s.
25.
Yeah.
You're telling me you'd be stunned if Phillip Rivers was better than Matt Ryan?
I would, because I think...
Stunned.
Yes.
I'm talking stunned like Kenyon Drake was the best running back in the NFL last year. For the last month. He was the highest scoring running back in the NFL. You would be that level stunned that Phillip Rivers is better than Matt Ryan.
No,
with T.Y., there you go.
I guess not.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you take a quarterback like that in the 6th, 7th, 8th round, you're missing out on guys that could be that Kenyon Drake that wins you a league.
Gotcha.
And the difference is going to be a total of, 2 points a week? That's not going to win it for you. The difference in starting Kerryon Johnson and starting, just trying to think of a mid-tier running back, Mark Ingram, I'll use the guy you said earlier. The difference there is probably 10 points a week. And that's what you risk when you take a quarterback right there. I take a quarterback first or last. It's my Ricky Bobby rule. I'm either first or last.
Matt Ryan is a guy that I'm going to be looking heavily upon this year because I believe in Calvin Ridley in his 3rd year in the NFL. Julio Jones is a complete monster. And, oh, by the way, I'm a guy who believes in narratives. In 2016 and 2018, he was the number 2 quarterback in the NFL, fantasy-wise. He was number 2. He was just shy of the top 10 the other 2 years. And we all know 2020, even numbered year. So if he's going to go down that same trajectory, he's going to be a number 2 quarterback again this year.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll bet you. We're talking about Matt Ryan.
But for something
right?
but for something in the 9th round, I'll take that.
I'll bet you anything you want. He's not the number 2 quarterback.
No, I don't believe he's going to be. But I'm telling you, that's the way his trajectory has been. And
I'll bet my ability to have fun for the rest of my life. He's not the number 2 quarterback.
He will not be the number 2 this year.
All right,
but I won't be shocked if he's in the top 5.
Just to answer a couple out of the comments, Carson Wentz is one of those that if he falls, I like him. I have him in a league that I've already drafted, 2 quarterback super flex. I have him and Russell Wilson. I got Russell in the 1st. I got Carson Wentz in like the 4th.
I'll stay away from him because I don't like his weapons.
Super flex makes quarterbacks really popular, especially when it's 16 teams.
Wow.
Everybody plays 2 quarterbacks, only 32 teams. Got to take them fast.
Yeah, you better get them while they're good.
The other one, Baker Mayfield. No.
Now, if you could put Baker Mayfield's weapons with Carson Wentz, I'd be all over it. Carson Wentz would be my MVP.
You could give Baker Mayfield, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, and T.O. in their primes, and I would still go, no. Because the one thing Baker Mayfield can't stop being is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Carson Wentz has one weapon that I believe in, and that's Zach Ertz.
I believe in more than that.
For some reason, you think Jalen Reagor is going to be a thing.
No, I do, because everything that, first of all, I'm friends with one of their beat writers. Second of all, I've read every report that's come out of camp that has said he is the best player on the field, damn near. And I understand he's hurt. Now I get it. He's going to miss a few weeks. He has a lot of deep play wide receivers. And sliding into running backs, I like his running back a lot.
Well, he's got 2 wide receivers that can't stay on the field, and Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson.
I'm not even considering Alshon Jeffrey.
Really?
Alshon Jeffrey's not even on that team, in my opinion, because I don't think he makes that team.
You think they're going to outright cut him?
Why would they pay? Most of his money's not guaranteed. Why would they pay it to him? I mean, they might. They might be that desperate wide receiver.
Right.
I don't know that.
Who else do they have, though?
Deshaun Jackson. Greg Ward was better towards the end of the year. I mean, it's a guy that played quarterback in college, so I mean, he's learning on the fly. That's the thing about that Doug Peterson system is I don't really care who he's throwing to. I don't care. As long as you've got Miles Sanders and as long as you've got that defense, I'm fine.
All right, let's go running backs.
This will be fun.
Yeah, we know all of the top running backs. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott. Those guys are the first 3 picks in any draft. Pure and simple.
First 3?
First 3 picks in the draft.
Depends on the draft, but yeah. In a regular league, yeah.
Beyond that, I'm off the Derrick Henry thing.
By the way, I'm off Saquon Barkley. I would not take Saquon at 2. I love the talent. That team sucks. That team sucks. That offensive line sucks. That quarterback sucks. Okay. I mean, I don't know exactly how you think 8-man boxes, which is what they're going to do. I mean, they're going to put 8 in the box and go, he's not going to beat us. You're going to have to beat us with this mishmash bag of asshole receivers that you have. Because Saquon will not be beating us.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey is clearly my 1. Ezekiel Elliott is clearly my 2.
Okay.
My 3 is not who you would think it is.
Your 3 is, let me guess, Josh Jacobs.
No, but he's way up there.
Who's
I'll give you one more guess.
Okay, one more guess. Nick Chubb.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. Rookie quarterback. I'm going to be leaning on him a lot. I can understand that.
The team's vastly improved. Vastly improved. The defense is going to be good. They're not going to be in shootouts. And they're going to lean on Joe Mixon to just keep everything on pace.
Yep.
Joe Mixon's my 3.
I don't think the Derrick Henry thing is sustainable. I know he scored a shitload of touchdowns last year and led the NFL in rushing yards, and he very well could have the same kind of season again. But he's not a guy that I'm screaming out to go get, because at some point, that's got to end.
Who are we talking about here?
Derrick Henry.
I'm out.
At some point, that ends, and how much longer do you have?
He can't catch, and Ryan Tannehill's not that good. I've watched him for enough years. He was in my division for 4 years. He's not that good. He was the most efficient quarterback in the NFL last year. That's not going to happen again.
With the news coming out yesterday about Alvin Kamara, that now the Saints are shopping Alvin Kamara around. He's been sitting out of practice. First, the news was that he was, it's an unexcused absence, and nobody knew what it was all about. And then it came out that it was about the contract. Well, now they're apparently shopping him around the league. How does this change things for you regarding Alvin Kamara?
All right, I'm going to do a 30-second rant on what I think happens with Alvin Kamara. Here's what you have to understand. For Alvin Kamara to not be a Saint, I understand he's an unrestricted free agent after this year. The Saints have to find somebody that's willing to give them more than the 3 they're going to get as a compensatory pick next year, and it has to be so much better than that, then it's better than a year of having him on the team with a 41-year-old quarterback. I don't see any team doing that. From what I hear, they want a 1, and it's a non-starter if it doesn't start with a 1, which means he's going to be in New Orleans.
Right.
Which means he's going to fall because people are going to get freaked out that, he's going to be traded, and where's he going to go? And I'm going to be sitting there just going, come to me. You said, we were talking about this before the show, and 2 of you said we'd take him in the 3rd round, and I went, you're not going to have if I'm in it, you're not going to have a shot to take him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
He lasts to the end of the 1st. I'm all about it. If I somehow find a way to get him in the 2nd, I'll laugh at you and just go, do you want to just direct deposit this money into my account? Or
not knowing the situation of a running back is something that I'm not interested in. I'm really not.
So
unless I can get a super value.
Again, what did I say at the beginning of this? Fantasy football is about mitigating risk. I don't see any risk with Alvin Kamara because I don't see any way he's not in New Orleans. All right, let me ask you this. If you took the news out that he could that they were shopping him, where would you have him?
6, maybe?
6? Who the hell would you have in front of him? McCaffrey, Barkley, Zeke, Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, probably.
And then?
And then, I don't know. I'm really high on Aaron Jones after last year.
Okay, you're way too high on him, but I like him, but shit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say you had him at 6. Still first-round pick.
Yeah.
Still first-round pick, no doubt. 6 running backs go in the first round of every draft you've ever done in your life. Now, lead me down the path of where he gets traded. Who's giving up a 1 for a running back?
Don't know.
Nobody. It's especially not when you have to pay him $15 million.
Exactly.
He's gonna be a Saint.
Okay.
And people are going to let him slide, and they're going to slide to people like me that go, okay, I'll take him. He can come play for me. It's fine.
And at that point, I don't know what you're going to get head-wise. You know how much I like to say I want positive guys on my teams. If he doesn't get what he wants, how effective can he be?
It's a contract year.
I get
he
it.
ain't gonna pout. I can tell you that much.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Kamara would be at 4 for me.
At 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Staying within this upper echelon, let's talk about Kenyon Drake.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to tell me what it is that you see in Kenyon Drake.
He's the best running back in the NFL the last month of last year.
Okay.
And now they have DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
And that team's going to score a shit ton of points.
Okay.
That team may break the NFL record for most points in the season.
Okay.
You understand that, right? Because the
I
defense is that bad. That's the part of this that I don't think you seem to be understanding.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is that bad. The offense is really good, and they go really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Think back
And
to
they're
when
gonna be in
Kingsbury
shootouts.
was at Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
How many games did he win 28-21?
Not many.
Not many. How many did he win 56-51?
Most of
A
them.
lot. That's why I'm drunk on every Cardinal.
Gotcha.
Because they're going to run more plays, they're going to score more points, and the defense is so damn bad that they're not going to be able to blow anybody out.
Okay.
That
now,
would be why I'm lower on Kenyon Drake, by the way.
I think one of the most misleading things of the offseason, though, has been Kenyon Drake was one of the best running backs in the NFL last year.
Last month of the season.
Last month of the season. Okay.
I don't understand how that's misleading.
It's misleading because he had 3 good games. That's it.
Well, there's only 4 games in a month, so.
No, I'm saying he had. This is in his entire. Since he went to.
When did he get there?
Week 9.
Okay.
And he had 3 good games.
Okay. He had to learn the fucking offense
Okay.
because he knew none of it.
Okay, first game out, he was against the San Francisco 49ers, and he went for 110 yards and a touchdown.
That's kind of my point.
Okay.
Not knowing the offense, he was still that good.
Okay, there were then
You're-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other games where he didn't break 70 yards.
Okay. I could say that same shit about Alvin Kamara. The exact same shit I could say about Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
And Saquon Barkley. For
What
that
I'm
matter.
what I'm saying is Kenyon Drake was usable 3 times in that span of
8
7
games.
games or 8 games,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
He played 8 games with the Cardinals. But I don't understand why. I don't understand what you're saying here.
That you could only play
He
in
was
3
the-
weeks
he
because
was
every
the-
other time you played him, he sucked ass, and you.
He was the highest
immediately
scoring running
regretted
back in the league twice.
it. Okay.
2 weeks, he was the highest scoring running back in the league. You tell me who around him could do that. I'll wait.
Who around him?
In my
Could do that.
rankings, here's who's around him: Chris Carson, David Johnson, Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell. You tell me which one of those guys could be the highest scoring running back in the league any week ever. It's Lev, and it would take an act of God.
I'm just looking at this this fantasy.
I
pros
thought
ranking.
Kenyon Drake was going to be dumb. Like people were going to be putting him at 8. I haven't seen that. He's at 12. For me, he's 12.
Yeah, Fantasy Pros rankings have him at 13, and he's right behind Aaron Jones and just ahead of Austin Eckler. And
Wow.
I'm out. Like,
Yeah, I'm in. I like him better than Austin Eckler.
I don't understand it. He had one game where he scored 4 touchdowns, and everybody's acting like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I like him better than Austin Eckler.
I
Period.
don't.
And it's not close. For me, it's not even kind of close. Austin Eckler's a guy I won't have anywhere.
Oh, I will.
I won't. I'm not taking him where. Okay, so you're going to have to mentally understand. You're going to have to take Austin Eckler ahead of every guy I'm getting ready to say. Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones. You're going to take him ahead of all of them.
You won't have to take him ahead of Joe Mixon. I haven't been in a draft where Joe Mixon
I
has
have.
been available after the first round.
I have.
Really?
I have. I've seen Austin Eckler go at 6. So
Well, that's dumb.
yeah, because there's somebody in every league that's drunk on him. Because the same shit you just said about Kenyon Drake, I could say the exact same thing about Austin Eckler. And now he's the one. He can't play that little receiver role because they don't have another running back.
They didn't have one before
Then Melvin
Melvin
Gordon.
Gordon came back.
And he was way better with Melvin Gordon than he was without him.
He was the
Consistently.
number 1 running back in fantasy football the first month of the season
Okay.
when Melvin Gordon wasn't around.
Okay.
Okay, so how was he markedly better when Melvin Gordon came
Well,
back?
here I'm talking about I'm talking game script because he scored a shitload of touchdowns that's not repeatable. He's not good. And he had ridiculously long ones too. He had like a 90-yard touchdown against Jacksonville.
Yes, he did.
And he had more than one of those that was over 50. It's not repeatable. You're looking at things that are non-repeatable stats with Austin Eckler. And now he's the one. He's the only running back they can start in that backfield.
Yep.
So those days of flexing him out in the slot, that shit's over with. because Justin Jackson cannot pass protect at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, unless they find a way to bring in Leonard Fournette, of which he's not a good running back, but he can pass protect, then I don't know how it's going to work. Now, my whole take on him could change if something like that happened.
Right.
If they found a way to get another running back there that would allow him to do all those little gadgety things he does, it'd kind of change my tune.
Yeah, again, I'm out on that because, again, Austin Eckler was the best running back in the NFL to start out the season.
So that matters for Austin
Gordon
Eckler, and it
around.
doesn't matter for Kenyon Drake.
No, because every game, Austin Eckler was scoring you 20 fantasy points. Okay. When Kenyon Drake was in the ball
But
game.
you understand what I'm saying. You use the exact same argument on Austin Eckler that I just used on Kenyon Drake. Yours was at the beginning of the season. Mine was at the end of the season. And my guy got traded in the middle of the year to an offense that he didn't know.
Okay, fine. I understand that. But it's different because what I'm saying is Austin Eckler scored 20 points a week. Your guy scored 60 one week and then ended up scoring, 9 the rest of the week.
Okay, let's play a fun game. Just since you're going full misleading stat of the year.
It's not misleading at all.
Okay, how many rushing yards did he have? He's a fucking running back. I need you to understand that. Austin Eckler, as a running back, how many yards did he have?
700.
You're way too fucking high. Way too high. Barely broke 500.
Really?
Yeah. 132 carries, 557 yards.
Okay.
3 touchdowns. Now, how many receptions did he have?
70?
92.
Okay.
For almost 1,000 yards.
There
How many
you
running
go.
backs have done that in NFL history? It's 4.
Not a whole
4
lot.
is the answer. So there's a number of times that's been done in the history of the NFL.
Okay.
And you think the same guy's going to duplicate it 2 years in a row? Good luck with that.
Christian McCaffrey did. Twice.
If you don't see the difference between those two, I can't help you.
I'm just saying it depends on how they use it.
Michael Whiteside said Democrat logic, and that makes me so happy. That's my current vote for comment of the week. Just let that be known.
It's not Democrat logic, it's facts. And my facts don't care about your feelings. Oh, no. Clay just stumbled upon the Beyond Burger. He's not a fan. He's not a fan. That's 3.
It's because it tastes like deer ankles and burnt hair.
Also, other running backs. What about late round value running backs? There are a lot of running backs that I don't understand why they're ranked so low and why they're going so low.
Give me one, I'll tell you
why. Matt Breida is one.
Because you don't know that he's got the job. They like Jordan. For whatever reason, don't ask me why, because I don't know. Mm-hmm. Because from a fantasy standpoint, I get it. But unfortunately, the Dolphins don't play fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
Because on field, he's been terrible. But they like Jordan Howard, and it's too up in the air. I think Matt Breida will ultimately be the clear-cut number 1 there, but I think it's going to take some time.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I've taken him in every draft I've done so far. So don't let it be that I'm underselling him. I think he's the best running back on the team. I just think it's going to take some time for him to learn the offense and get involved.
Sony Michel's another one. Like
I'm
I understand
drunk on Sony Michel.
I understand he was not great last year, and that he had the yards per carry were low. But everybody is pumping up the New England Patriots like there's some kind of still juggernaut.
They're not.
And that their running game is just so prolific and it's so fantastic. Last year, they were one of the worst running teams in the league. Mm-hmm. They ran it a whole lot, but they only gained 3 yards per carry.
Here's why they were one of the worst running teams in the league. When you saw Sony Michel, you definitively knew it was a run. Mm-hmm. And when you saw James White, you definitively knew it was a pass. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're going to have that problem with Cam Newton. Because Cam Newton can hide this, and if you break down on Sony Michel, he can break, contain, get to the outside, and hurt you. Mm-hmm. And it's different. This is good. The only way the New England Patriots are better than a 6-10 team is if they run the ball a lot, play really good defense. Mm-hmm. That's the only path.
I did 4 different mock drafts last night as I was watching the NBA playoffs, and I got Sony Michel in all 4 of them, and I got him in no higher than the 11th round. To me, that's insane value. Insane value.
Who's the guy that's going too high to you? There's one that just screams to me.
Well, there is the one guy that we have panned since draft day, and it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, stop doing that.
Who's
He's a 5'7" running back that runs a 4.6. Would you like to know how many of those there have ever been in NFL history that rush for 1,000 yards?
Clyde Edwards.
It's 0.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a guy who has not gone any lower than 7th, I believe, in any draft that I've been in.
I will have him in
mock
no
or
leagues.
otherwise.
Name me the running back under Andy Reid that's ever been worthy of a first-round pick. I'll wait.
LaShawn McCoy for
1 year.
Yep.
He's been a head coach in this league for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Another guy.
It's another rookie.
Oh, yours?
Yeah.
This is Jonathan Taylor?
100%. I haven't seen Jonathan Taylor fall out of the third round yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Marlon Mack and be just fine.
And you can get Marlon Mack in the 8th, 10th round.
I got him in the 11th. The other day.
That's awful.
And now I want you to understand something, because this is how running backs work in the NFL. They see Jonathan Taylor as their long-term solution at running back. Marlon Mack is a free agent after this year, which means they're going to run the wheels off of him. That's what happens to running backs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring Jonathan Taylor along slowly. By the end of the year, playoff time, yeah, he might be the ultimate workhorse running back for the Colts.
Yep.
However, if somebody takes him in the 3rd and he's a bag of Impossible Whoppers for 6 weeks, then you could probably trade for him for a much smaller value.
Right.
And then you get that playoff push, and you don't have to deal with the 8 weeks of he had 9 carries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any others real quick before we move on to wide receivers?
Quick fire. Cam Akers. I am drunk on Cam Akers. Phillip Lindsay's going way too low. 2 rookies to know, just because I'm really connected to this division. Zach Moss of the Buffalo Bills, LaMichael Pirine of the New York Jets.
Zach Moss is getting a whole lot of positive news coming out about him out of training camp. Not only was he he was already the Frank Gore replacement, that he was going to take over that workload, but
it's a 50-50 split in Buffalo.
Yeah, but now they're also talking about he's going to be taking over the passing game duties as well. And so that makes Devin Singletary almost neutered. I mean,
well, here's the thing. Devin Singletary's going in the high 20s for running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Moss is going in the 40s.
Yep.
So, and I think they're damn near the same guy from a point production standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
LaMichael Pirine's not a draftable guy. He's just a name to know. If anything happened with Le'Veon Bell, which I keep hearing weird things about, could he be moved? Could he be... I've heard bizarre shit with Le'Veon Bell. There's weird things happening in New York. That's all I'm going to say.
So Pirine on your watch list.
Yes.
All right, let's talk wide receivers. We know the top wide receivers. Michael Thomas is right at the top. He's going to be the first guy off the board all the time. Devontae Adams has fallen in some of the drafts that I've been in.
He shouldn't. I don't care if he gets triple covered. I still like him because I love Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. I very rarely ever take 2 wide receivers to start out a draft.
I never do. If you don't have a running back after the first 2 rounds, you did it wrong.
When you're sitting there at the back half of the draft and you got Devontae Adams and Julio Jones still there, it's hard to say no to that.
I'd take Joe Mixon. I'd take Josh Jacobs with one of those 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm higher on Josh Jacobs than most people are.
I'll never pass up an opportunity to get Julio Jones. He is the most consistent guy on the planet.
I will, but he's still a receiver. And outside, Michael Thomas is the most consistent receiver on the planet. And Julio Jones still has those every once in a while games, and they always seem to have it at the worst time, where he goes 3 catches for 40 yards.
This is true.
And I'm not down on Julio at all. I'm just saying, if you go 2 rounds without a running back, you're going to hate your team. I've seen me do it every way. I saw me start a team with Michael Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins, and I still hated it. It's my 1 and 2, and I still hated it.
I think if you do it right, you can end up with it. Not saying that I did it right. I'm just saying I felt pretty decent about it because I got some good mid-level values at the running back position.
I find myself reaching for running backs. I wind up with way too much Kerryon Johnson, way too much, guys in that tier.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, I wind up with way too much of that.
Right.
When I go receiver.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to go quick fire on receivers. We'll we'll have more on this on the afternoon show. We waxed poetic about quarterbacks too long.
Yep. Calvin Ridley is one of my guys that I think is going to break out this year. Third year in the league.
All right, I want to play a fun game with Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
This is a consensus ranking of every expert across our platform.
Okay.
You tell me which of these guys he's better than. Keenan Allen.
I'll tell you when.
Okay. Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin.
No.
DJ Chark.
That's close.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, he's better.
Jarvis Landry.
Yep.
Devontae Parker.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Marquise Brown.
Yep.
I'd take every one of those guys over Calvin Ridley, and it's not even fucking close.
You're crazy.
It's not even close.
You're crazy.
Literally, there's not one of those guys that's even close.
Marquise Brown. A guy who didn't have any more than 5 catches in but 2 games last year.
And he's a big play threat. He's going to win you weeks. If you had him in your lineup in those big play weeks, he's the ultimate DraftKings player in NFL history. Because there are weeks that if you have him, you are guaranteed to win, and if you don't, you're guaranteed to lose. Absolutely. Calvin Ridley to me is. Do you know where he's going right now? In terms of ADP across all platforms?
About 3rd round.
18th.
Overall?
No, 18th receiver.
18th receiver.
3rd
okay.
round. End of the 3rd, beginning of the 4th.
Yeah, that seems about right.
You're out of your mind.
Okay. That is a prolific passing offense.
Okay.
You got one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
That now also has a running back that's going to get touches.
Of course he is.
And that team's way better than they were last year.
And
they're not going to throw as much as you think they are.
And their running backs have gotten touches before. And it's still,
you know what?
The wide receivers get there.
All right, so I'm going to go down a path here with Calvin Ridley that I wasn't planning on going down. The reason that he has been so fluffed up is because they were behind almost all year last year in shootouts because it's all they could do. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. I think the defense is better. And I think they're going to be in way more 20-17 games than they were last year. Not saying I think it's going to happen all the time. I am down on everything in Atlanta that's not named Julio Jones.
I think
so. And the funny thing is that's because I think the team is way better than most of you do.
I think they're probably the 2nd best tandem of wide receivers in the NFL.
Well, if we're just going to say dumb shit, you really want me to tell you how many are better? There's 2 in the same fucking division.
There's 2 of them?
Yeah.
Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders is your other one that you're going for? Really? Better than Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley? I don't think so.
Okay. Maybe I went a little overboard with that.
Number 1 is in the same division as Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And it's
I'd
not
take
close.
Dallas's over it. I'd take CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper over it, and it's not even close to me. It's not even close.
I don't see
I'm
CeeDee
also
Lamb as the 2.
plastered. He is the 2. There's no doubt. Learn a book. Read
Learn a book.
Anything that's come out of Dallas. Yeah. Just Google CeeDee Lamb. If you have a draft this weekend, do yourself a favor. Google CeeDee Lamb. I'll wait. They had a practice this last week. He had 3 targets in a red zone drill. He was blanket covered all 3 times. 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
He is fantastic. And he's going to have a huge year for a rookie. He's my favorite rookie receiver by a lot.
Yeah. I'm just glad you didn't try to convince me that DJ Moore and
Robbie Anderson.
Curtis Samuel.
It's Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson's the 2. I like him a lot, too. Just let that be known. All right, we'll have to finish.
Anyway.
We'll have to finish receivers on the afternoon show.
Okay, fine.
I want to do something before we get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Clay, get your big ass up.
Yeah, come up here, Bo.
We're having to unfortunately say goodbye to one of the guys that built this with us. This dude has been invaluable to us. Him and Corey are the whole reason that this has happened. We could not have done it without him. He's got other opportunities that are going to take him away from us, at least for the time being. Nobody had ever seen his face.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure he got some time, up here so people would know that he has been as influential to this as you see us, but he had more to do with this even than we did.
Absolutely. And when you find, it's real hard to find people in this world that will back you no matter what. And when we came to him with this stupid idea of we're going to do a web show and we can't pay you for it right off the bat, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gung ho." He has stuck with us throughout the whole start of this thing, and we really owe that to you.
I love y'all, and if y'all think that y'all can get rid of me that easy, y'all have lost your damn mind. I'm gonna come heckle the shit out of y'all.
All right.
You've always got a spot here. He's got new opportunities and family things and all kinds of things going on, but just know that you've always got a spot here with us, and we appreciate you more than you know.
Absolutely.
Much love. Bam. We did it.
Great journey to you, man. Stay away from Seattle, by the way. I heard you were thinking about going there. Please don't do that.
It's really gray, and it rains all the time. It's like that Impossible Whopper outside.
But I've got Pete Carroll.
It's a war zone.
Oh yeah.
The war zone thing, too. Yeah,
Don't go downtown.
Don't want to do that. We thank you for tuning in to the Sportsocracy this morning. We are here every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Don't forget to follow us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. Like, share, follow. Don't forget to comment. Best comment of the week. We get a special prize pack coming up on Friday. Your comments will be voted on by the crew, and I will not be voting for the Democrat logic comment for today, just so you know.
I will.
We will see you this afternoon at 3 p.m. where the Sports Tank / Sportsocracy Fantasy Football Spectacular will continue. 3 p.m. on ESPN Asheville. Hear it everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here at 9 a.m. We're going to miss you, buddy.
And you